Are you watching the Portland Trailblazers more? Not you. That's not a question for you. Because the latest metrics will say, yes, you are.
By a substantial margin.
This came out from Sports Business Journal over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The Portland Trailblazers are number one in the NBA in year to year for broadcasting. They are up 69%, nice, year to year from last year. The jump to local, over the air, and direct to consumer, that means going to K2 and Blazer Vision, has been a big benefit for eyeballs on the Blazers.
And those ratings actually don't count Blazer Vision.
Yeah.
That ratings increase. That ratings increase is the local TV audience only. Full disclaimer here, I obviously am employed by K2. I've seen the ratings. They have all increased month over month over month. And when I saw the ratings come out on, was it Thursday or Friday, I was pleasantly surprised. And what's interesting is, for people that don't know, none of the streaming platforms are factored into ratings for anybody yet, because Nielsen still exists, and that's still the metric for everything. And we haven't found a better way to do that yet. And all of the streaming platforms that are run through the NBA, like Blazer Vision, are held under lock and key. So we actually don't know what those numbers actually are. But yeah, when you make it more widely available, and for everybody that's still mad about it not being on YouTube TV, I know they're still working on it. It's a YouTube thing. Hopefully it gets addressed here soon in the future.
They've got to figure out CBS before March
Madness. They got
it on was that Saturday or
Sunday? It's taken care of. CBS Paramount, it's already done with YouTube TV.
Yeah, and so since they got that done, maybe now they can get to this, because that was a big deal, because they were about to have no March Madness.
Yeah, that's not going to be okay for them, for their partners. But yeah, no, ratings. And here's the thing. The ratings are up substantially. Not only did they increase year over year by 69%, again, nice. The team isn't good.
No.
And they're still doing that.
No. In this, they said, though, some of the numbers that had been kind of stuffed to the side, they gave up between $20 and $25 million in rights fees to Root every year for this.
Yes.
So that goes to the Jody Allen. All she cares about is money. They gave up $20 to $25 million in rights fees, to where they do get rights fees from K2. We don't know how high they are, but they're having to make up for that in selling all of their own advertisements.
And I will say with absolute certainty that number is correct.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of money.
That's $50 million.
You're guaranteeing it being...
You wrote $50 million off and sent it out the window. And this is, for all the people that want to say that Jody Allen is the worst boogeyman, again, she's not the best owner in sports. I'm not saying that. Everybody gets this twisted. But the whole idea of that she's just making money and doesn't care. She's investing money. She's giving up money. It's not a situation. You don't have John J. Fisher.
Yeah.
You don't. You don't. Do I want the ownership stuff to be, taken care of and have certainty going forward with a new owner? Yes, unequivocally.
Yep.
But the whole idea that, that they're just churning this out for a buck. No, they're trying to make real changes. We're going to get word here in probably the next week or so on some upcoming changes at Moda. There's stuff that they're doing, that they're trying to make the experience for the fan better.
What I think will be interesting is they're making money off of this, even though they took the 20 to 25 million. Because they mentioned this in the article. So the Blazers aren't the first. The Suns and the Jazz went over the air as well, and they kind of went this model.
Pelicans too.
But they said that the Jazz and Suns year 2 have not reaped the benefits that they did in year 1. And obviously you're not going to have a continued climb, because you're just accessible way more in year 1, that you're not going to be accessible.
The
spike
to that many
goes
more people, up, right? And then starts to narrow out.
But they said they weren't able to make and be as profitable as the Blazers. And we said this from day one, is that the Blazers are one of, I think, 2 or 3 organizations in the NBA that does all of their broadcasts in-house.
Yes.
They already had all of the equipment. They already had a
years.
plan of how to do it and produce the broadcast themselves. So the startup costs on that wasn't that much. And also, they have also had in-house sales for Blazers broadcasting,
Mhm.
which both those two teams, the Jazz and the Suns, they had to go and hire all of that.
Everything.
And they had to start from scratch. The Blazers were more equipped, so they're actually doing a lot better.
And teams around the NBA, they come and talk to the Blazers about how to do it.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing it longer than everybody else.
Well, Blazers number 1 in the NBA at something. They got that right.
Look, it's and people on the text line are, just that highlight how terrible the viewing options were in the past.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why they finally said, all right, we're going to take a bath on this for doing something for the fans.
Look,
and they make no mistake about it, single game ticket sales have gone up as well because of this, because more people are able to watch the games. It's actually, wow, you treat your fans right and they come back around. What?
Look, the whole idea of going to Comcast was that it would, when they first made that deal, people forget that not every game was on TV before that.
Yeah.
There's a Mandela effect that all 82 games were on TV in the past. That wasn't the case. The first time that happened was with Comcast.
Yep.
And the whole idea...
Not even the old, Fox Sports Northwest?
No.
No?
Never.
Okay.
And the thing beyond that is, when they signed that deal with Comcast, there was this belief from all parties that Dish and DirecTV were going to be a part of it. And then it turned into that whole rights fiasco. That was the whole RSN issue for a decade.
Yeah.
And they decided to go down this path, and I'm glad they did.
Yeah. All right. Well, Blazers at least number 1 in something in the NBA.
There you go.
All right.